For this video, I'm using the gold monster, and I talk about using discrimination and, looking for gold and what targets sound like and, what to do as far as digging gold. And, I give you the whole story. I dig some trash, but I dig some gold too. So I think you'll like it. So here we go. Let me show you the video of me out there digging for gold.
Okay, so I have a good sounding target here. You can see, if you can see the screen, I don't know if it's reflecting. Here, I'll move it over here so that the screen can be seen. And I just was swinging around, headed uphill to a drainage over the side of this gentle sloping hill, but I got this good sounding target. It's probably lead or gold, but we'll only know by digging, so let me dig it out and we'll find out. And it was a little bit of lead, unfortunately, but that's how it is. We'll move on to the next target. All right, well, I dug one. I didn't show it to you before I dug it, but it was down fairly deep, and the detector's pretty sure that it's gold now, or I mean, it's not ferrous. And the thing really loud was a big musket ball piece of lead. Oh well, that's how it works. Okay, this is a nice tight little target. And when I first heard it on the detector, it kind of bounced around. The detector wasn't sure whether it was ferrous or non-ferrous, whether it was iron or not iron. And boy, when I got closer to it, now it's a real tight little target that the detector is 100% sure is non-ferrous. So let's get it out of the ground and see what it is. And it is another shotgun pellet. Oh well, tight targets like that usually, or at least often, are gold, but can't tell when you got a little bit of lead. So this one turned out to be lead. Now, I wouldn't normally film this, but this is a hot rock, and I want you to hear the difference in what the hot rock sound makes. That pew, pew. That's a sound that experienced prospectors learn to recognize and know that it's the sound of a hot rock, and definitely not anything worth digging. It'll also indicate iron on any discrimination system. Okay, I've got a target here. This is a new day. I found some gold yesterday, and honestly, I was so excited I didn't bother to turn on the camera, but I got a new day here, and we're going to spend a few hours before we head back, and I wanted to get some film time in and hopefully get over a nugget. Well, I got a nice target here. It's showing very much non-ferrous. The problem with this place is there's a house not, maybe a quarter of a mile or less, several hundred yards, something like that. And at one point in time, they decided that they should shoot bullets over here. And, this is not their property, and it's, a ways away. And anyway, but so there's a fair amount of lead here. Just kind of pinpoint where it is. So I think about right there. Let's dig it and see. One thing about the lead targets, they tend to be pretty shallow. And look, I did a real shallow hole, and yeah, the target's moved. Okay, let's get out the spoon and see what it is. So there's what it is, a 22 bullet. The problem is there was also some really nice nuggets found in this area, so you can't just say, oh, shallow target, it has to be lead, because there was some good gold found here too. In fact, I've found some nice nuggets here, so gotta dig it. You can't discriminate out lead. On to the next target. Well, we're almost into the gold workings, but not quite. Still another 150 feet away, and it's about right there. We'll see if we got lead or gold, because this could easily be gold. We're just right above the drainage and not far from the places where the old timers worked. Let's dig it and see. Okay, I've dug a shallow hole. It's still in the ground. You know, it may possibly be something more than just lead, but, you know, lead can sink down too. So let's dig a little more. Well, it's still a shallow hole, and I have obviously moved the target. All right, let's get out the spoon and see what it is. Okay, another heartbreak, piece of lead, piece of shrapnel this time, not so easily identified, but it's probably part of a 22 bullet. I'm not going to dig any more targets here right until we get into the old timer workings, at least have a better chance of finding some gold. Okay, here's another target. When I'm right over it, it pretty well indicates solidly non-ferrous, and it's a little louder, so it's either a 22 or maybe a nugget, so we'll see. Okay, we've dug a shallow hole. Let's see. It seems to be in the same spot. Let's dig a little more and see. Okay, I finally got it in the spoon. Let's see what it is. And that, my friends, is another piece of lead. Oh well, you got to dig a lot of lead in order to find gold. Okay, here's another target. You get right over it. It bounces around, but it's kind of mostly indicating non-ferrous, which the machine doesn't know for sure, but we're going to have to give it a try and see. Still in the hole, getting louder. That's always a good sign. Well, we've got a pretty good sized hole there. Let's see if it's still in the hole. Yeah, the problem is, now that we're down close to it, it's pretty much indicating all iron. So this one is likely a piece of iron, and we're going to give up on the hole. You know, the detector's telling us it's iron trash, rusty old iron. And this is right adjoining to an old timer dig, so some old timer could have left something along the edge, and then the edge sloughed in, and the target, or the whatever iron nail or something, there's a lot of square nails here, whatever got buried, and that was it. Okay, we've got yet another target, but we're more in line with the house that did a lot of the shooting. So let's see if this is a bullet, or perhaps, hopefully, a piece of gold. Definitely out of the hole. Let's see what it is. Oh ho ho ho! All right, so this is real gold prospecting, all right, folks. You've just seen me dig about a bazillion pieces of lead, and yet I have the persistence to stick with it, right? It's like, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. And then, you know, you're digging, and it's like, you know, this could be another piece of lead. We're not that far from the house that's the source of most of the shooting. And what we got is a nice, bright, shiny piece of gold. It's mostly thin, but it does have some thickness to it. And I would guess that that's about $150 nugget. So how much lead will you dig for a $150 nugget? I guess certainly more than what I actually dug just a few minutes ago. But that's the excitement of it. You know, you get out there and dig, and you never know what you're going to find. And I have to admit, in most places, there's a whole lot more trash than there is gold. But there are always places where you're going to dig that nugget. And that is a nice piece of gold, my friend. I am very proud to have that. All right, let's continue on digging. Hopefully we'll find some more pieces like this, right? Or maybe we'll just find some lead. But we're looking forward to more pieces of gold. We'll just see how it goes. Now, one of the things about finding gold is if you find a piece, hunt that area thoroughly, because a lot of times they tend to occur in groups, sometimes called patches. And so I'm going to see if I can turn this nice nugget into a patch. All right, so let's get started with that effort. Okay, I'm about 40 or 50 feet from the big nugget and have a really loud and the detector is very sure that this is non-ferrous. Now, if this is a bullet, it's going to need to be a big bullet and comparatively near the surface to make a target sound this loud. Or it could be another good-sized nugget. Only way to know is to dig it, so we're going to do that. Seems like it's still in the hole, so I'm going to need to dig some more. Put down the detector and dig. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, it's out of the hole. All right, it's finally in the scoop, so let's see what it is. That is a big, big piece of lead. But, you know, that's what the detector was telling us. It's either some really large piece of non-ferrous gold or a really large piece of lead. And unfortunately, it turned out to be a big piece of lead. That piece of lead probably weighs most of an ounce, 2/3, maybe 3/4 of an ounce. Yeah, so that's why I gave off such a big signal. But we know there's a lot of lead here, so we got to keep digging, got to keep searching. On to the next target.
So the rest of that day, I dug more lead, including some big pieces, not quite as big as the one I just showed you, and some little bits of iron trash and other things. And I figured you'd already seen me dig enough trash because that was the last one and only nugget that morning. But I did get quite a bit of other gold when I was there. And you can see there's the 6 pieces of gold I got. The total weight on them is 4.4 grams or almost 3 pennyweight. So like 1/1500ths of an ounce. It's pretty good, and I was plenty pleased with my take, and I'll be back there again soon and be detecting and filming some for you and showing you some more of my adventures out there. Now, the truth is, you guys can go out and find your own gold. If I can go out and find it, hey, there's no reason why you can't. It's not like I got some kind of superhuman ability, but finding gold is not just a random thing where you close your eyes and, you know, take a map and throw a dartboard at the map. That's not going to work. It takes some skill. You have to kind of know what you're doing. And the more skill you have, the more likely your success is going to be. It's just like, you know, learning to golf or something like that. Just because you buy a set of golf clubs doesn't mean you're a scratch golfer. You know, it takes some skill and knowledge and experience and that kind of stuff. And in order to give you the experience that I have on prospecting for gold, I wrote a book, and it's called Fistful of Gold, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my book right now. This is my book, Fistful of Gold. And like I say, it's an encyclopedia of prospecting. And, you know, if you want to go out and find your own nuggets, you want to go find your own gold, you want to be successful, well, it's about what you know. The guys who are finding gold, they have a knowledge. It's a skill. You know, I sometimes compare it to like being an electrician. Just buying a voltmeter at Home Depot doesn't make you a journeyman electrician. And having a sluice box or a metal detector, or gold pan doesn't make you a successful prospector. It's about what you know, right? And that's why I wrote this book. Like I say, it's an encyclopedia. It has stuff that really is for beginners. It has stuff that's for mid-level guys that have learned the basics and want to learn more. And it has even some more advanced things for guys that have some experience but want to learn even more. And I've actually run into people in the field where they tell me something and I say, well, that's a pretty advanced concept. Where'd you learn that? And then they said, I read your book. So, it has a real high rating on Amazon, and it's available either from Amazon or from High Plains. Now, High Plains Prospectors, they're an outfit that's a mail order prospecting equipment dealer. They have everything you can imagine, from a simple gold pan through basic metal detectors all the way to high-end metal detectors and other stuff. If you need it for the prospecting games, High Plains has it. And you can get a discount code with them. If you order something from them, use the discount code Chris Ralph. It's CHRISRALPH in all caps, no space in between Chris and Ralph, and you can get a discount off of what you're buying from them. And then they have my book. You can get my book from them. And so they're really great guys, and I've dealt with them for a while, and I'm happy to recommend them because, like I say, they're good dudes. So if you want to learn more about prospecting, consider my book, Fistful of Gold. And be sure to take a look at my YouTube episodes. I've got lots of videos and lots of information on YouTube. And, I oftentimes get people say, hey, Chris, why don't you make a video on XYZ, right? And it's like 90% of the time, it's like, I already have a video on XYZ. Take a look. And so if you're interested, look at my back catalog of videos because there's a lot of good information there. And we'll see you in the next video.